Good morning and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. We're certainly glad to have you. We thank BTC Fiber, our sponsor for our program. And today we have with us, excuse me, John Harmon with Tennessee Highway Patrol and Mike McClanahan from, he's the Transportation Manager for TDOT. And fellas, thank you for being with us today. We're certainly glad that y'all are with us. And we're here today with the Valley Beautification program. And John, I know you've been involved with this, or actually both have been involved with it across the state, actually.
Yes, sir.
And so tell us a little bit about what brought all this program about and what it's about.
Well, I met Mr. McClanahan here several months ago, back before the first of the year. He had started a project up in the Ocoee River, a 2-day river cleanup and the Ocoee River area cleanup, and he invited the Tennessee Highway Patrol to participate in that. So we went up there for 2 days. I met him and I thought, well, if I can do that in these other communities, why can't we do that in my community?
Right.
And in our community. So I asked him to help support that. And of course, they've been great partners. TDOT's always a great partner.
Right.
We started in Dunlap. We got with the Chamber of Commerce. We wanted the community to be part of that. Dunlap Chamber took over the initiative and we just supported them. And then we asked Bledsoe County and if they wanted to do the same thing. And then it tied into this byway that I'm sure Michael explained. It's all coming together. It's all coming together.
All right, well, Michael, you want to explain a little bit about the program?
I could, yeah, so I'll talk first a little bit about litter, and then we can talk about the Sequatchie Valley and the scenic routes. But, you know, litter is a huge deal in Tennessee. TDOT alone spends $19 million annually picking up litter, educating the public. That's a lot of money.
Yes.
At any given time, there's 100 million pieces of litter on Tennessee roadways. TDOT has this really rich, great tradition of doing these litter prevention campaigns. If y'all remember Tennessee Trash back in the day.
Yes.
So the current campaign that we've been working on since 2017 is Nobody Trashes Tennessee. We're certainly trying to get that out to all the different communities, trying to make sure that they're aware, there's litter awareness, and then also, you know, do some pickups and do some good for some communities. I'll pivot a little bit to tell you about scenic byways. It's a really exciting time. It's a really exciting time in Tennessee because there is now 10 nationally designated scenic routes, either all-American roads or national scenic byways across the state. We've got the most scenic routes. That number 10 is the most of any state that's east of the Mississippi. We're the 4th largest in terms of number of nationally designated scenic routes in the country. And there's just a lot of really great routes that are authentic, that really drive home the culture and the history and some of the really unique parts of our state.
So really, it's really a major undertaking, really.
So we've had 5 of those routes designated. The last round of designation was 2009. The opportunity arose last year. The Sequatchie Valley really jumped on that opportunity, and they were just designated by the U.S. Department of Transportation as a National Scenic Byway in February.
Oh, okay.
It's been a lot of work by a lot of people that are in the valley, that love the valley, and yeah, that's been recent.
Well, I know in Dunlap we had a lot of local. We probably had almost 75 to 100 people. And
Each day.
Each day. And then today you have about, what, 50 or so?
I'd say over 50 here today, and bad weather. Yes.
Yeah.
To pivot off what he was saying, the Tennessee Highway Patrol is very community related, likes community relations. It's not just about writing those tickets and working those regs, but you know, the Tennessee Highway Patrol is patrolling every roadway in the state of Tennessee. Okay, and we want our roadways to be beautiful, but we also want them to be safe. Okay, and buckle them seatbelts when you're traveling the state of Tennessee, whether it be in the valley, from the mountains to the valleys. We want you to see an authentic, beautiful state and beautiful roadways and scenic roadways. But we also want those travelers to slow down. Slow down and enjoy those scenic views. enjoy this scenic road. Don't drive through it at 80 miles an hour or 70. Slow down, drive safe, put your phones down, wear your seatbelt, and enjoy this beautiful state. And when you get ready to, you get that sandwich or that cigarette pack or whatever, appropriately put it in a little bag and then dispose of it at your destination instead of throwing it out.
Right.
It's so important to do that. If we can teach everybody, everybody would do that, we'd have a much beautiful state.
Litter is not safe at all. Bulk items down to things that will start a grass fire if you flick a cigarette butt, stuff like that. It's not safe, and it's really ugly, and it's hard for a lot of people to think about Tennessee. They think about it as beautiful. They think of these scenic routes as naturally beautiful. It's hard to pair the natural beauty with the ugliness of litter.
Right, and I know we was talking earlier about securing all the trash and tying it down, even if you're carrying it. I know one time I was going to Nashville, and mattress popped up in front of me, and I had to really cut over in front of traffic. I mean, it was a narrow miss, really.
Yeah.
But we had to miss the mattress.
Well, everybody needs to secure those loads, and if you're not securing your load, you're responsible for that load, and you can't be held liable if anybody gets injured.
Right.
And of course, there's criminal laws against littering, and we've done several cases recently. We're getting a little more aggressive with this litter. We've recently did a couple cases, one in Sequatchie County, one in Bledsoe County, where someone left their garbage out on the side of the road, and we found their name in that garbage, and we tracked them down and made them come clean that garbage up, and they had to come clean it up and receive citations for that.
Right.
Yes.
Well, there should be, really, if you're going to cause that.
Yes.
Yeah. I know as I was growing up, I remember the commercials of the Indian with the tears,
Yes.
Remember that, and that made a big impression on me, and because we need, this goes into the waterways, the trash does sometimes.
And I tell you, if anybody out there sees someone starting to put a trash dump out, and they see that car in that neighborhood or that truck that's doing that trash, if they could call their local law enforcement agency, whether it be the police department, the sheriff's department, or the Tennessee Highway Patrol, we can go out and investigate that and try to find those folks and track them down and make them clean that side up. So the community can help us in that, okay? And it can be anonymous.
Right, it's not just the state's job to clean it up, it's everybody's
Yes.
responsibility. It's all of ours.
Absolutely.
And it helps when you have like the community, all these community volunteers out here today, because that's a great thing that they're involved.
We had a wide group of volunteers today too, from high school kids to retirees. We've had a great group, and I can't speak enough on BTC Fiber for helping support these events. It's nice that these volunteers come out and work hard, and then BTC Fiber is feeding those volunteers both in Dunlap and Pikeville. Very community related.
Yes, they are. And,
Sorry. Young man's got his body here, he's got to go to work.
all
I
right.
didn't know that.
All right.
I'll know to edit that out. Thank you.
Guess we cooked that out.
And of course, speaking of BTC Fiber, of course, we're in a different environment here in their trailer that they have. And it's a new trailer, and it's a nice trailer they carry around to their events. And the next time you'll see it will be at the Valley Fest. And as you said, John, the BTC Fiber, they do a lot of community things. They're not just a telephone and internet company.
That's right. They're involved in the community. And it's working out perfect. We've got the Valley Fest coming up in the next week or two. And look what we've done in the last month as far as picking up litter for all those guests that may be coming out from another community, coming into our community for that festival.
Right. And trash makes an impact on the community.
It does.
When you're not from that area and you come in and you think, well, these people don't care about their community,
That's
they're
correct.
trash. You don't want to come back.
Yeah, so it's definitely it's really all encompassing. I mean, there's so much to litter that is about the visual aesthetic, and especially when you've got a great gateway to your community, like this route behind us and the scenic byway. You want to make sure it's clean. Have a great gateway. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Litter is the safety issue we talked about earlier. It degrades water quality. There's environmental issues. Think about wildlife and what's ingested. You think about stuff that's mowed over and turned into little microparticles that wind up in the water supply elsewhere. It's a huge issue.
And another issue that we're having, a big issue, is tires all across the state. That is a big issue right now, and that is can be very serious with those tires. You can dispose of those tires properly at the recycling centers, but anytime you see a truckload of tires and somebody's going down an old vacant road, and they go down that road in a blue Ford pickup truck with tires, and they come out of that road in a blue Ford pickup truck with no tires, try to get their tag number and get a description of the vehicle and call law enforcement. Because people are illegally dumping tires everywhere.
Right, and those tires, they collect the water from rain, and then they collect mosquitoes and everything else.
They leach out chemicals.
Right, so that's not a good thing, and I've noticed that a lot myself.
Yes.
Because it's not just the paper products and stuff and plastic. That's also a problem.
That's correct.
And now, I guess with the state getting involved with this, that's a big concern for the state too. They want Tennessee to look nice too.
Well, so I'll tell you on tires quickly. My office at TDOT, and of course the department as a whole operates from Mountain City to Memphis, 95 counties, every community. Tires an issue. Illegal dumping of tires is an issue for all 95 counties across the state. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I'll tell you also, litter is it's a huge deal because there's such a tourism drive to our state. We've got people in major interstates that come in and out of the state on all sides. So we're definitely well visited, and we want to be well thought of as a state.
And you say that, look at how many people from across the country that want to move to Tennessee.
Yes.
To this beautiful state. So that tells you something. So why don't we try to keep it beautiful for other folks to come and visit, spend their money, go back home, or even recycle?
I was just picking up litter with somebody who retired here from Sacramento, California. And so he absolutely came here because he wanted that Tennessee lifestyle and thought so highly of us.
Well, that's good to know. I know there's a lot of people coming in from out of state and want to live here. And you think of a lot of times you think of the bigger cities like Pigeon Forge and those areas where they have a lot more employees and stuff that they can do some of this work. And you get in areas like ours here that are more rural, you don't have all the access to all the equipment, manpower, and you rely on your volunteers.
Yes.
So that, and like I said, there's a good turnout today, 50 plus probably, and from all age ranges.
Yes.
So it's good to see the young people because they're the ones that when we go on there, we're leaving it to them.
Yes.
And it'll be their responsibility when we can't do that.
So TDOT spends a lot of money on litter prevention education. It's in all 95 of our counties. We try and have funding for the counties to provide programming to school children. I think sometimes it's maybe a little bit easier to reach the little bitties with that type of programming, but the volunteers we had today were Tennessee Promise students from high school. They were out getting service hours. I'll tell you, it's important to have the youth physically picking up litter because the people that are actually picking it up are going to remember what that's like, and they're going to be less likely to litter in the future.
Right, and these students, they'll be telling their children,
No doubt.
about that, things they do. Taking that lesson on to their children. Was there any one big lesson that you could tell us to give us to the communities to let?
Well, just from TDOT's perspective, litter is a huge deal, and anytime we could partner with such great agencies and community partners to do a cleanup or to get the word out about litter, it's a win for all of us. So that's really my big takeaway.
And just the traffic seeing us out there working and cleaning that up, the awareness, the sight right here, people are driving by saying, what's going on over there? What are they doing? Well, they're having a litter cleanup. Just that. Now they're going to leave and go somewhere else to another community and say, they had a cleanup in Bledsoe County today. We seen troopers and we seen volunteers out on the road picking up garbage. I've never seen that before. So this today was a big impact. But in closing, as far as I'm concerned, I want everybody to take away is the Tennessee Highway Patrol wants everybody to slow down, buckle your seatbelt, put those distractions down, and enjoy these scenic highways in Tennessee and the beautification that's going on, and slow down and smell the roses.
Yes, sir. Do you have any final words you'd like to express to us?
So the Sequatchie Valley Scenic Byway, just got nationally designated in February. The real benefits to that is national marketing through the America's Byways marketing campaign, but also increased access to federal grant funding. So we're at TDOT thrilled to be working even more closely with folks in the valley on the byway and making sure that these communities, this part of our state really sparkles.
Well, and from my perspective, of course, I've lived here now probably 35 or more years, but not originally being from here, this is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to live, beautiful place to travel and visit, and people are missing out if they're not here.
Yeah, it's great.
And well, I appreciate you two being with us today, and folks, you again see our program on Big TC Fiber's YouTube page. Go there, subscribe, and follow us and like us, and also on our Facebook page as well. And so we thank you, and we will see you later.
Slow down and arrive alive.
Hey everybody, this is Glenn Edison from Valley Views. We appreciate you watching our shows, and we would like for you to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Brought to you by Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, your full-service telecommunications provider right here in the Sequatchie Valley.